Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, Easter is just around the corner, and that means Easter eggs and Easter cards. British people, we send cards for everything. Happy Christmas, Happy Easter, Happy Divorce, Happy New Pet, Happy Life, everything. So I have to get my Easter cards ready to send to my friends and family. In the old days, Easter cards were very religious because Easter is a religious time for some people. But these days, Easter is simply a secular celebration. We send a little card just to let people know that we are thinking about them. This is very important in British culture because we don't really let people know how we feel. We are rather stiff. We don't really feel it's appropriate to hold hands or to kiss people in public. Some people do, but when they do it, either they've been on a night out or they have some alcohol, or maybe they're just a little bit tired. But generally, in society, we are a little bit stiff. So, sending cards is a way of saying, I appreciate you. And that's why cards are so important for us. On every corner in the English world, you'll find a card store for something. And whenever you're walking in the streets, have a look around. You'll be surprised at the variety of cards. Well, I'm going to write my Easter cards today, and I'm going to get them posted. One problem of sending cards these days is the cost, because it used to be that the cost of sending a letter or a card was very, very cheap. But now, because of rising costs and I'm sure other reasons, it's quite expensive. I don't mind though, because sending cards is very important to let people know that I'm thinking about them. So that's very, very important. I'm not sure if you send Easter cards in your culture, but for us, Easter cards are something that we kind of have to do. Having said all of that, the Easter card tradition has almost died out because of secularism. It's easier just to send a text message. So I would say not so many British people now send Easter cards, but Christmas cards remain very, very popular. Sometimes I think that my life is a never-ending stream of card sending. For example, this year already, I've had to send Christmas cards, birthday cards, St. Patrick's Day cards, and even one Happy Divorce card. It seems a little bit strange, but the Americans are worse than we are. They send cards and flowers for everything they can think of. Of course, as you know, Americans celebrate these things more than us. But here, flowers are not so important and gifts are not so important, but the cards are very important. When it comes to Christmas cards, I have a little book. And every year, when I receive a card, I write down the person's name and I put a little tick in the box to show I've received a card. And if I don't receive a card for 2 years in a row, then I stop sending cards to that person. So that's as bad as it gets. They get struck off my Christmas card list. And that can be quite a serious thing, you know. It speaks, it says that the person really doesn't care about you. I know that young people prefer WhatsApp messages, but I still like the idea of making and sending cards. And then, of course, there are people who prefer to send e-cards, and I never click on those because I always think in the time it takes someone to make an e-card, they could just send me a normal card. E-cards are just a little bit lazy. I would rather prefer an email or a text to say hello, how are you, than a meaningless card which comes from the internet. My first preference, though, is still a real card. Well, that's it from me. So I wanted to introduce you to the world of cards in the English speaking world. See you. Bye.